Oh, so we're back again. As we've learned recently, greed and money make the world go round and round. It makes people commit terrible things and twist the best of personalities into terrible ones. But there's another more subtle corruption that greed brings, and it is a horrible, terrible apathy and a level of toxic capitalism driving people down into a ground. Corporations look down at their workers and see numbers. And the workers also look up at their corporations and see numbers. But sadly, one is better equipped to handle than the other ones. Today, let's zoom in and take a look at somebody very unequipped to deal with what they're dealing with. And we'll zoom in to a very, recently heavily wounded fellow, probably sitting in the hospital cafeteria, cafe, something of the area, because you're finally up and allowed to move. Trying to figure out what's going on. Would you like to describe your character?
Yes. About 5'4", short, short buzz cut, dirty blonde hair, blue eyes, just a deep farmer's tan red skin. Uh, a little bit stocky, but not like what you call fat, really. Probably just looking around confused at the moment. Got a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going on.
Probably been a couple days since I've been able to shave. You haven't really been in the best of shape recently.
Got that concussed look.
This would be a few days after all of that, so you're in a much better headspace, but you're still not physically recovered fully, and you just got the oh-so-fun news that all hospital visits entail. Payment. Bills. You have a very overwhelming bill coming in at close to $250,000. What kind of mood you in right now after the accident that was set off?
It's just the ringing of tinnitus that doesn't go away, and that's basically what's going through his head. But just thinking about the bill of it's the trying not to be angry, but but not having a solution of what to do for at the moment. So it's just that calm, silent anger that
Stewing in it because you know you should be mad, but nothing to do. Fair.
Yeah.
Well, you sit there a little bit. You have your food there. You might be pushing around just because, like you said, a bit unsettled right now. There's a number of other coworkers shuffling around in varying degrees of injury because, it was a fairly large accident. But as you sit there, things start to wrap up. It's getting later in the evening because, it's dinner time. People are getting taken back to their rooms. You're left alone because you're able to move on your own. You're fairly functional. Touching stuff might not be great, a lot of burns, but you're mostly functional. And when it empties out quite a bit, and you finally decide to head back to your room, get it set up, get it separated. You're the only one left in there. People got shuffled out to other areas, or, unfortunately, had to vacate for other terrible reasonings. You go to sit down, get ready for the night. You hear your door open. And stepping through is not an overly large man. Can't see him very well yet, kind of dark. Steps inside very quickly and shuts the door behind him. What you doing?
Well, I have access to my tinkering stuff.
Right now, not really.
Okay, because if I had
You're
that, I was
still in
going
the
to say just
hospital. They won't let you. They don't want you taking things apart, or they won't let you do activity. They're trying to keep you, don't use them right now. You're still in the recovery stage, or we'll hit the PT later to help you fix that stuff.
okay. I was going to say if I had that, just sitting there disassembling and reassembling something.
Yeah, because you can't afford the good payments to just regenerate this stuff.
Disassembling something random in the hospital that I probably shouldn't be.
Fair. All right. Stepping in, and he turns around and starts to step away from the door more into the light of your area, and you see not a huge man, maybe 5.5 feet tall, very tan, blackish hair. Stands out, as usually these a lot of times do, a case of the heterochromia of a blue and brown eye. Closer to the middle-ish age looking man, wearing just like kind of torn up, faded jeans, and a very worn jacket and t-shirt underneath of it. Has an easy smile and just walks in and points over to a chair. May I?
Suppose so.
And goes over, sits down, kind of comfy. And he watches. He pulls out from the other hand of the jacket. He pulls out a clipboard. You've probably seen this a lot of times. The doctor's had something like this just slotted up outside. And he goes, "So, Jethro Baggs, I see. Burn wounds." He flips over the page. Shrapnel wounds. Broken bones. Right, the case you got here. And I imagine not feeling too
So,
great today.
set down whatever he was messing with. No. No, I'm not.
Well, I would say you should be all right at this point in the stage of recovery physically, but I get the feeling that's not what's really bothering you today. You were part of that explosion that happened recently, weren't you? That factory malfunction.
Well, it's where I used to work.
Still gonna work there when it's open back up?
Don't know.
Understandable. It's a very scary thing that happened. Think you're in an okay spot to handle everything you got to pay for on this?
Well, not if I go back there.
Oh, or else you got to find work to get that kind of pay.
Don't know. I haven't got that far yet.
It's fair. Look over him. Just curious, what do you remember entirely from that day?
Well, blast knocked a bit out of it. I remember an asshat licking the lava vent again.
Flicking through the page, stops, looks back. Uh, we'll come back to that. Uh,
It happens more than you'd think.
I can't say I'm surprised at the people I've met here.
Look, they see glowing metal and think it looks pretty.
What was that term? Forbidden honey, I think I heard.
Someone tried to put it on a sandwich. Someone lost usage in their hand. And their leg. It kept
So,
going through.
what else you remember? Just curious to see what your recollections of that day were. I've been trying to put together a picture.
Well, pretty standard as usual. Run through the process, going over factory work. Yeah. Numbers seemed like they were doing okay. At least in my area.
Nobody seemed rushed, nothing out of spot.
Listen, everybody's always rushed to try and get the
Of
numbers
course.
met.
Gotta meet those deadlines, that's fair. Nothing seemed more so out of the ordinary than normal. I'm just curious to see what you've seen.
Not in my department.
Interesting. So, let's take a quick step. How you feeling about them bills?
I kind
Not
of
that
like
I'll
go.
find a way to pay for it. I'm just curious to see how you're taking it.
Well, I ain't got no family. I mean, what are they gonna do? Just throw me in jail? I can't pay that. Send me off to a mining colony?
Fair. So, what would you say to this? I want you to keep working there. We'll help. I can help out with some of this. You can look down. Don't have to worry about these as much. By all accounts, good employee. Climbed the rank. Kept in showing up. Kept people on time. Numbers are usually met, occasionally not. So what do you say to that? Would you keep working?
Doesn't sound bad. What are you getting out of me getting this extra money?
Well, which we don't like seeing so many people trodden down on. Happens too often around in here. And we try to do something about it.
And who are you and who is we?
We are the people I work for, and I and me. Don't worry too much on that part yet. We've only just met. But I want you to go back there and keep working. And we grabbed you because you seemed the most likely to be helpful here. Good access to the whole floor, good access to the inventory, good access to disposal. Correct me if I'm checking off the wrong bells here.
Had access to all that.
So, we have a bit of an axe to grind with the Torg Corporation, and we want your help with it.
By going back to work for the Torg Corporation.
I know. Well, it
Hmm.
counts. You're a smart man.
I can make a lot of assumptions. But if there's something you want me to do, just go ahead and tell me.
Straight to the point. Quite handy at making explosives, no?
Yes.
Exactly. You wouldn't work here otherwise. After hours, of course. Don't want to get anybody else.
Hmm.
What would you say to setting one up for us? Handsomely paid, of course.
Are you asking me to blow up a factory that just blew up? Again.
Oh, it'll be back together. But I don't think the accident did a good enough job.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, it still has its foundation.
Yes, exactly. It still has its foundations, still has a good portion of a standing.
See, what you actually need is more than one person, and you need set shape charges. You need a lot of coordination and planning of this. You got more than one guy? I'm doing this by myself. That's a lot of time and effort. And, placing things around.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of people we can ask on this. But you would have time working with yours and your access, wouldn't you?
Yes, but that would require anyone else that has to inspect their areas all failing their inspections.
Oh, I don't think inspections are a very big concern for Torg's corporation.
You know what? That's fair enough.
At least not here. After
Uh,
all, look what just happened.
so, what would I be doing after this?
Well, after that, depends on your performance. We could offer you a place. Or you could just go on your merry way with your newfound freedom and a little bit of a cash start. That
So,
is entirely up to you.
so you're offering me to make explosives, blow things up, and potentially go do it again other places.
Absolutely.
Well, that sounds like a good time at least.
Well, glad to hear it. Oh, before I forget, because he starts to get up and move, because you just agreed. He's like, good. You won't have to worry about these. And he just holds the thing and shows it. None of that. We'll give you
What
a nice
thing?
cash start. And just in case you needed a little bit of extra motivation as he's standing up and brushing off, you know why this went up.
I have no idea.
The containment pipes for your fun little foundry there that, well, one of them licked the vents on, had been wearing thin for a while and been purposely ignored because it was cheaper. Just in case you wanted a little bit extra motivation.
See, I told him it wasn't a good idea to have those acidic skags as pets down there. They ate them later.
Well, I guess they're gone at least. But just to be sure, we just want to be thorough on all this. Do be thorough.
I am
You know what to
along the
do?
lines of welcome.
Fair. You know what to do. Sure, you've got quite a bit of experience dealing with them. Don't need to bother with telling us anything. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up in the news. You've got this, right? I feel like I can trust on this.
I mean, you got a timeline you want this on?
Take the time you need. We're patient. Got to deal with the larger players by being a bit better at it.
And could you give me some kind of contact reference?
Don't worry about a contact reference. We'll come get you after this.
See, that sounds like you'll have someone stationed nearby for when there's a boom to come get me.
I mean, it's a boom. Very noticeable, wouldn't you think? Pretty good signal. All around, not a bad time. Bad way to
See,
get a
I'd
hold
like
of people.
I'd like to have someone nearby so I can get away quick.
There will be people nearby to see something happen.
I meant before it goes off.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
I know how to rig a timer. I can set stuff and go. Or detonator. Or an impact, or heat, or electrical explosion. There's a lot of things that can trigger it.
We'll keep it on and have something come in contact for you for this. How's that?
Well, even if you don't pay my bills, it'll be interesting at least. What are they gonna do? Raise the bills?
Indeed, indeed. It's a wonderful thing they could do, actually. I have seen it happen.
It it kind of loses all meaning after a certain point.
Oh, they get your money out of you. But, gonna stand up. I'm unfortunately just a tad rushed tonight. Tight schedule and all that. We'll do it a hand. To business?
And he'll hold out probably a still bandaged and burnt hand a little.
Yeah.
M-
Takes it lightly.
Mister,
Don't worry about it. Shakes your hand and heads off.
I need to get the hell out of here.
And we have some time now. Fast forward a little bit as you start to recover. The factory starts to get built. Are you doing anything there? Anything on the
Yep.
way up?
Continue work as normal for a little while.
All right, finally get out. You get back to work. You get back to boss, and people are out and telling what this, yelling out that dumb shit who keeps licking the lava.
How
How
many
he pays
tongues
his
are they
bills, you
going
don't
to
know.
remake you? How can you afford that many tongues?
I don't know how, but he has another tongue to just laugh at you with. At least you're sure he's laughing at you at this point. Going a long time. I'm curious, how would you like to go about this? Because we should actually probably take a step back before I continue and think about the location we're at here on Hephaestus. Particularly one of the Torg factories, which is kind of looming between two sides of this crack, this deep ravine that goes deep enough that it's actually causing some of the volcanic activity to spill up from the bottom. You're stretched between it a bit on this heavy, thick, girdered platform, supports running back and forth, factory building up and sprawling up across the top of it. Off to the sides a little bit, pipes of this like magma getting pumped up, being used to power, heat, work metal and foundries and forgeries. Forgeries was the wrong term. Forges. My bad. Pumping out all that wonderful excess smoke and stuff into the air. They're very like bright white and yellow colors, prominent, checkered everywhere. Loaders constantly coming in and out the sides, working on carrying shipments in and out, bringing raw materials in, finished products out. Continue back to work as normal. And most of the pipes have been replaced, given they had to be replaced. They were kind of, exploded all over the place. You're pretty sure you had about 4 pieces of it in you, so you took it to the hospital. Makes it really hard to just slot back in, you know?
Just a little bit.
But sure enough, quickly enough, heat starts pouring in, people keep doing their crazy stuff, and things start to grade as they did before. You said you're going to keep work for a little bit like normal.
That's partially to start getting a stockpile up.
That's fair, slowly slipping pieces off as you go.
Need to make structural notes of just about their planning for structural damages to actually be able to cause them. Mostly
Make an
to try and
intelligence.
say, rather than actually, I'll go over my plan a bit more. To more so actually than the fact, like the actual factory to damage the landscape part of it to make the factory more collapse inward or downward. Since you said we're like in between lava flow crag area.
Yeah. And it's good to know, just inside, I guess, might help. It's just a mess of conveyor belts and cranes and hot welding and automated arms zapping down and welding pieces together. People running about, making sure things are working and running the machinery.
Intelligence do be a 19.
19, that's pretty good. I'd say it takes you a couple weeks, just like you said, to take it easy, take it slow. You don't want to be seen doing what you're doing, checking things out. When you're doing inventory, you check this. When they ask you to inspect this, you take a little bit, look further down. Nobody really looks too funky at it. You have a pretty good idea of down like at the base of the supports. Would be a great place to start and do that. Where the supports meet towards the center of all this would be a great place to do that. But right above that, right above that is we have the main distribution of the explosives that Torg uses as its base. So it can go to any part of the factory with ease, as it often needs to.
It's almost like it's designed to blow up.
You shed it to your Torg would be proud. Mr. Torg would be proud.
Bless his heart, but not the company he left behind.
But man, was it a legend. You now have good places to start on this. maybe something out in the loading bay in like the loader's dock wouldn't be bad. Those loaders or torgs are just a wee bit unstable.
Just a little bit. Are there any access for the loaders to get towards that central area?
Access to the loaders and access to you. You have to do inventory after all.
I meant towards like the actual like central piping area, the structural area there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have access to that. Like I said, that's something where like one of the main supply bits is, so it can go out to everywhere, and that's something occasionally you would have to take a look at.
Eventually, after I think I've gotten what would be enough explosives for it, get some stuff rigged around here and there, but towards that main central area, get one of the pretty much get a loader there, and after getting a loader there, have say a loader specifically rigged with some stuff to blow up. Pretty much sabotage that loader itself in some way of just like, oh yeah, something went wrong with it, or an axle broke. It's just, hang on, I gotta go get another loader to move this loader.
All right. So you want to set one up so it's unstable enough, like it has the materials, and you want it to basically walk into this and go boom.
No, I was gonna get a second loader full of explosives and then use both of them.
Oh, use both loaders to go boom in the middle or towards the bottoms at pylons.
Say have one towards. Say that's the excuse. Have one towards the middle and then have one towards the pylons.
Now the pylons, just to keep in mind, are on both sides of the ravine because this is towards the centralized area.
Yeah,
But
but
if you take out one side, it might tip and go down. That's fair.
yeah.
All right. So you want to get one towards the middle, loaded up, geared up, ready to go boom. Say I need to go get a second one to move it, and you lead it down to the bottom to go boom.
It ran out of blinker fluid. Okay.
Or ran out of blinker fluid. I mean, checks out, man. So we're gonna have a little bit of a bit more here going on. How are you gathering the materials for your explosives?
Basically, just take one of the large containers that they would normally load, or out stuff that would already be on a loader, and just go there.
Ah, so wait for a shipment day.
Yeah. Wait
Okay.
for shipment day.
Or what time of day are you doing this? They work pretty late, but there's about 6 hours in there where they have downtime where it's not open.
I'm taking an extended lunch. Or not extended lunch. I'm working overtime through lunch.
You're working overtime through lunch.
Because I am pissed off that a loader just broke.
All right, so middle of the day.
Pissed off that a loader just broke and I have to go get a new one.
All right, this is the loader you want rigged. I want you to make a tinker's check or a technology check to see if you can have this rigged. So once it hits there, and you can just quickly something maybe.
Tinkerer's kit. You'll get expertise soon.
An interesting question for you though. How are you going to set this loader in the middle off?
Probably with, it collapsing an explosive area onto it.
Okay, fair.
We got another 19.
Another 19. Sure enough, as you're walking in, you look around, people are sitting there, you just walk up and snap a fuse out of it that you left just a little bit exposed, and it just kung, 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 kung. And it just kind of stops with its load in hand. And you see one of the foremen look up, tall, grizzly dude, kind of like missing patches of hair on his head and beard from burn wounds. You're like, you recognize this kind of stuff. Looks up and stops and goes, "What is going on, huh?" And he's kind of like squinting as he's like walking around people.
Kick the side of the machine some. Crapped out on me.
Okay. Another one crapped out? Damn. Like the third one today.
Well, maybe if someone would stop letting the acid skags in because they think they're cute, they corrode the wires.
Damn it, is Jimmy letting them back in again?
He let a whole pack in.
Well, fuck, I'm gonna go find Jimmy. You could you take care of this?
I gotta go get another loader.
I gotta go strangle Jimmy.
Wait. Put your spiky gloves on first.
Good advice. All right. You watch as he snaps him on, and he goes, Jimmy! You hear a off, and then it's like, oh fuck, ting ting ting. Somebody starts running with a ping 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 ping. You'll never take me. Heading out back to get another loader.
Where the hell does he find these skags? They're not native.
They are indeed only native to Pandora.
Can you import skags? Can you send birthday skags? I might have to send someone a birthday skag.
Birthday skag sounds like it could be a popular business or revenue. You never know. But they're notoriously a pain. Heading out, as you head into the loader bay, you have a very bored-looking older lady at the desk working it. It's just like stamp, move to the next piece, stamp, move to the next piece, stamp, move to the next piece. Amazing, by the way. She's stamping an electronic tablet. Like each time, she just slides it along. If you look in the back, you watch two assistants just kind of like shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. They're like putting them back on each end to slide them back and forth for her. Yes.
Loader broke. Gotta get another one.
Nature of the malfunction.
Electronic, I think. Sound like a wire popped.
Fill out the form.
Fill out the form.
And that takes the next part of your lunch, next 30 minutes of your lunch. You have questions like, what color was the loader? What color was the circuit? Why did the loader break down? Why do you think the loader broke down? What is the problem?
Probably.
What is your solution?
Strangle Jimmy. It was probably
what was the loader's
skag.
name? How does this loader feel about this development?
Acid reflex.
That seems fair. As she looks down. All right. Slides it over. It slides it too fast because they kind of stopped while you were doing this. The one goes, oh no, and dives for the tablet as it goes off the table. And the door opens to let you through. And as you knew what was happening, today is a day of delivery. There's a number of shipments being loaded and moved around.
I think those two will find me.
But there's also a number of people out here. Shuffling and milling around.
Dylan in chat.
What are you doing?
People milling around and shuffling about. Look around. Well, how many loaders we got here?
Looking a quick look around, there's a good number of loaders. There's probably a good like 40 or 50 loaders walking back and forth, loading and unloading things. This is a decent-sized factory.
Find one of the newest and least experienced people. Probably someone that looks like they're just getting training on the loader. Kick them off.
You literally make a perception check for this. Hold on, this would be great.
12.
12. So it's enough. You look up and you see this maybe 18-year-old kid. Like, not old at all. Look around like, no, put that down. And one of them, you see one of them picking it up and says, stop shaking it. It's just going, like up and down, back and forth, like leaning its whole upper torso back and forth with the crate. He's like, no. And there is no one around helping him. You kind of get that feeling as you watch people walk by. They're like, I could, but A, fuck the younger generation. B, that's work.
Point at him. You.
He just like
Add a
startles
loader.
and it's just, huh?
Loader broke down. Need to take yours. Go find Yag the pipe licker.
I got told I can't give. I'm supposed to stay with the loader here and like kind of keep it.
I'll be staying with the loader. You go stay with Yag the pipe licker.
Make a persuasion check.
10.
Who's Yak the liquor?
Yag the pipe licker. Get it right.
Who's
He
Yak
works
the
over.
pipe liquor?
He works with the gunpowder.
Why does he lick the pipes?
He likes the flavor.
Is it good?
I haven't licked them myself. You know what? He could probably teach you about that too. Also, he's going to give you remedial lessons on this.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna just and go this way. Like, just go ask for Yak the pipe flipper.
Yag the pipe licker.
Okay. You hear him walk in. You go, what are you hear like? Like, I'm supposed to find Yak the pipe lick. And then you hear like the, I can't do it well. The Wilhelm scream off in the distance, and they're like, you hear the audible smack of a supervisor's head meeting something.
It's okay. I'm probably gone by then.
And you're just gonna grab this loader. Just what orders are you giving the loader?
I thought I was driving it.
Loaders are active functional robots, kind of like Hyperion loaders that you saw in Borderlands 2. Torg has similar loaders that are active and functional. They just need supervision.
Brain was not thinking Borderlands loader. Brain was thinking heavy equipment.
I mean, they're moving heavy equipment.
Right. Come on. Okay. We got a place to go.
I am to deposit load here.
You
Then
were to deposit. I'll say you were to deposit load at, and I'll give them the location.
confirm you wish me to deposit load at coordinates B63.
Yes. Look, say quick look to check that that's right.
Understood. And it just starts shuffling off.
And about how long will that loader take?
The walk from here, maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Look at watch or equivalent. Damn, some bitch, loader breaking. Most of my lunch gone.
I hear you, man. This is one guy walking by. Lost my whole lunch to a goddamn pipe liquor yesterday.
How?
I had to take him to the infirmary again.
Oh, he lost walking privileges on his own.
They didn't trust him not to stop and do it again.
That is fair. That is very fair. Were you able to-
Anyways, and he just keeps shuffling on.
Looking that guy. I don't think he could stop Yak if he really wanted to lick a pipe.
You know, Yak is not a very big guy. He's kind of thin. He's kind of wiry. But you've tried to grab him before. That is just a nightmare activity.
Sweat and grease.
He's slippy. He's slippery as an eel. Just kind of out with that sound effect normally.
Leaves a weird residue on you that you're not sure where it came from.
And you're just kind of like, and you're kind of worried it's flammable or explosive, or both.
Man just naturally secretes an explosive jelly.
He's inhaled so much gunpowder and plus semi-liquid explosives that it just seeps out. He's a hazard to himself and everyone around. All right, what are you doing?
Some of the explosive stuff that I've gotten stored up. Let's see. I got a bit of time till that loader gets there. Call 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 the other. I'll say. Call the foreman that was down there if available. That was down
The
at the
foreman
first
that was
broken one.
available down.
At the broken one, who went to go choke someone.
Okay, you pull your echo device and hit it, and you see him pull it back over. He goes, "Yeah, what do you want?" And you hear, "Please, no, I'll stop bringing them. No."
Send in the other loader. Okay,
All
good.
right,
You're choking.
that's good.
Okay, good. You're
I'm
choking.
dealing with Jimmy right now. You hear it again? I
I
want to
will.
see you more. I won't. I promise.
I will submit a good recommendation for you. Also, is the other
Good.
loader still crapped out?
It's still shut down right there, and he looks back. Good, you won't do it anymore. And he lets go, and you hear him hit the feet at the ground, and then you hear as the guy runs off. He just sighs. Yeah, it's still crapped out. I'm gonna go get Jimmy again.
Stop for a second. I think I just heard a skag.
You
He got
freeze.
more in the building.
He freezes. Well, I was gonna roll an insight just to go and tell you to roll a deception. Don't bother. That was a 1.
There might be more skags in the building now.
He had disadvantage. That was an incredibly believable thing. He does that. Actually, now that you said that, you're worried. Make a perception check.
9.
No skags. Today might be a good day.
Just stops for a second, looks around. Damn skags.
Lost your best friends to a skag. All right. Are you doing anything in the meantime else? You followed him.
Look at something. I'll say I sit there a second. Okay, well, we got one down there ready to go. One down there ready to go. And stop for a second. I got time to go outside.
As you're about to get ready to head outside, you watch this one guy walks by and goes, "You."
Do they look
And he
important?
looks like the office worker, like balding on the head, suit, outfit.
Yeah, shit.
You.
Me?
Yes, you.
Me.
You.
Are you sure it's someone
I
that's
am
not on the
pointing
lunch?
at you.
Are you sure it's someone that's not at the lunch break?
You. You're right in front of me. I am pointing at you.
Okay, but you look like you have work stuff to talk about, and I got almost 20 minutes left of not work stuff.
What's your name?
If you're pointing at me, you probably already know it.
I cannot read your tag. It is covered in grease and crime, and I don't want to know what.
It's gunpowder. And whatever gives a shiver for a second, whatever Yeg leaves behind.
Sorry. So
Jethro.
what is your name? Jethro. All right. And you watch as he pulls it up and he pulls up and there, your lunch is over. Now come with me.
Walk with him a minute.
So you've been showing some attitude, some go-to shit, some go-to stuff. We need you to come and take a look at another problem, see if you can't fix it. You seem to have been working on and getting some other stuff solved.
Did another loader break?
Was that a loader? We need you to fix one of the conveyor belts and welding arms.
Was it a skag?
I don't know. Just seeing you to fix it.
Where at? Give me the coordinates.
He goes here. and shows to you. It's like one of those bits that borders your sector and somebody else's sector, and you know how it kind of flips back and forth depending on who they find first, basically.
Yeah, shit.
Get over there, get it fixed. You have people waiting on you.
I'll start to head that way, and then instead start to head towards the power grid.
The power grid.
Yeah, gotta shut down the equipment. I'm not getting fucking skewered by one of those moving arms.
You know, there's one nearby, usually like staggered, so you can shut off a line without shutting off the whole thing. So it'll be near what they're talking about, probably.
And about how far away to the exit do we got from here? Or an
From
exit?
here?
Yeah.
Taking a look around. Probably a good 300 or 400 feet through machineries and conveyor belts and equipment.
I meant to outside the building, unless that's what you mean as well.
Yeah, no, to get out of the building. Big factories, ma'am.
Yep. Sit there for a second. Say, shut off the one that I'm supposed to. Look through my notes. Yep. Everything's been placed over a few weeks. Hmm. 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 Debating how much else to shut down electric-wise.
Fair. Are
Like,
you just trying to shut off enough to fix this or do something else?
shutting off one to fix it, and then stopping for a second. Okay, what area does Jimmy work in? Do I know?
Jimmy? He's in
Yes,
yours.
the man with the skags.
Yeah, he's in yours.
Okay, well,
That's why you're extremely familiar with Skags.
let's shut off the area that. Okay, well, I'm shutting off my. Oh, you know what? Let's shut them both off. It's near in between area.
Fair. Wait, shutting off your whole because remember your sector is several like a big chunk of the warehouse and factory. Are you just shutting off stuff in this area?
I'm shutting off the area where I know Jimmy works.
Okay. Specifically his station. It's not meant to work like that. Make an intelligent
Not
technology you're hacking.
not like specifically his station, but like the general area that
Oh,
is
sure.
like
Just
essentially like
Jimmy.
flicking the breakers for that area, and then can I make it like a brief page for that area, like or the slash surrounding?
Yeah, you have access to the intercom somewhat, especially in your area.
Jimmy, you son of a bitch! I found another skag.
You hear a roar of rage in the distance going, God damn, Jimmy, when I get a hold of you with my strangling hands. And then you hear, you'll never take me alive.
Also, flip off.
And you look, I'll say this, you see a number of people just suddenly stop and look warily around them, like, where's this skag at?
Okay.
Where's he going?
And whatever area would be powering where Yag likes to lick his pipes. Let's shut off the power to that area.
Good to know. Just so you know this before you do this case, where he's working, if you shut off the area to that where he's licking the pipes, you're shutting off the power to the one of the main lava flows.
It's okay. As
Okay.
After I shut that off. First of all, I just want to leave that new kid in the dark with Yag.
roll a d20 for me.
17.
17. So you can't see this, but just for this, everybody else over there, you see Yak. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. We're gonna look at this. See this? See this glowing, wonderful substance? Yeah. You're gonna stick out your tongue. Yeah. and you're gonna touch it. Oh, that hurt. Nowhere to go now, kid. As the doors, it won't open. So we might as well stay warm. He's just like, and you feel the known despair of somebody else's spirit breaking wherever you are, wherever they
In the
are.
dark. In the dark, the only light source, that heated metal.
And then you hear the Wilhelm scream again.
Yep, that sounds about right. And I'll start walking out. Look at the clock. Yeah, I got 5 minutes left.
Make a perception check.
13.
13. That's enough. As they're walking by, you run into the supervisor for this area, picking up and having a call, and you hear, "Hey, boss. Yeah, what's happening? We got a load of explosives down here for some reason. What? We got a load of like explosives down here. You asked me to like fix the support. What do I do with it? Like, are they set? Ah, it's explosive.
Hey,
In a crate.
hey, hey,
I'm gonna open them.
hey.
Here's what. This is the supervisor. What?
Watch out, there's skags on the loose.
God, can you not keep Jimmy under control for one day?
He is
I'm
currently
just trying to do my job.
He is having his third strangling of the day.
And as you're saying this third strangling of the day, here, tink. Uh-oh. From the call.
Did you just set that off?
You said there were skags. I panicked.
Just stop a second. Run.
Right.
Hang up and just start running.
As you start your run, you hear. I need you to make a dexterity save.
15.
15. So you don't hit the ground. You don't lose your balance and go prone. With the whole building just goes and starts to lean on one side, going down. And you just people start to slide, hit the ground, and tumble. Start rolling. You see some people like catching on and holding onto something, catching themselves. Heavy equipment starts rolling. You see explosives start to roll down the belts and off the belts, just going.
Matt, if you're making explosion noises, it just comes out just muffled.
Great, that's good. Wonderful. I am making explosion noises.
Explosion noises!
Explosion! But I can't yell. That'd be really bad. What are you doing now?
Clamoring away the best I can.
Clamoring away. Where are you headed?
Away.
Oh, well, away is hard. This whole thing's starting to tilt and lean down. Picture the factory leaning down. What direction are you using to try and get out?
I probably would have had a planned escape route that was leaning towards why I was wanting to go outside to actually get to there. So continue my path to the same way that I was outside since I was closest.
Okay. Well, you start going. That would be going down the hill some. So you look and you just like start to see stuff. You're like, you just start running. And running, and it doesn't start to work. You like start to stumble over your legs. You just start sliding down it, like as the like lead starts to get more severe. Make an acrobatics check, or no, make a dexterity saving throw.
I liked acrobatics better.
Well, this is explosives falling now.
12.
12. Yeah, it's enough. It's not a high DC. These are just raw explosive materials kind of bouncing around as you start to see them, and you're like, oh shit! Slide, power sliding the other way. Hit like reach out and grab it on the pole, so you like will swing and launch yourself out of the side a little bit as they just start going. Explosion noises. I keep forgetting around you. And the lane starts to. and going down more, and it's starting to slow for a minute. It might be catching one of the supports that haven't broken yet, but you'll only have so much time before you bam and slam up against the wall down at the bottom near the door.
Yeah, that gonna hurt.
You hear people going, "Ah!" slamming on the walls next to you as they slide down too. Oh, my spleen, my elbow, my kidneys.
You lost those in a bet.
My emotional kidneys.
Emotional
What,
kidneys.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep moving.
Oh, grab the door. Door's stuck right now. Everybody's been falling, hitting it. How do you want to open the door? A number of people have
Hey,
either A, hit the door where it's closed and maybe bent it some, and some boxes and crates and other things are coming down.
everyone away from the door. I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds, because I'm gonna blow it the fuck open.
Roll intimidation. You have advantage for the situation.
It's okay, I have -1. 7.
7. He won't. He's lying. He don't have any
Four.
explosives.
You know what? Yeah, you stay right there.
Now I'm scared. Just shooting it with an explosive shot.
Yeah.
Roll to hit.
Back a bit of ways there. 16.
Okay, roll damage.
I forget, for the explosive shot, is am I adding the mod, or do I add modifier, or is that just the splash damage?
It does a d8 to the person it hits and splash around them.
Okay.
I believe is what we said, right?
The splash was the splash was the modifier.
Yes, the splash is the modifier.
Yeah. So 6 damage to the target and 4 splash.
All right. As you don't hit anybody, a couple of them have actually were smarter than that and got out of the way. You're in a torque factory. Of course you have explosives. And you hear ping. Ah, you ain't. As the doors fly open and he just falls through the opening.
All right.
One of the other managers comes sliding in and she's like, make way! Just slides out the door. And you watch this see out of sight for you. Because you're still on the side there. Where are you going?
Let's take a look down the door.
Take a look at the door. The door opening up is down to structures that are fracturing, like the support beams fracturing and breaking in some areas as you look at the heavy stone craggy wall with jagged pieces going off where supports were connected. You're below the main wall where it is actually connected to it, and you see some of them starting that are bend and buckling, straining to hold, but they're not going to hold long.
Sounds like that's time to go back up.
You see a skag climbing up the wall.
Damn it, Jimmy!
Say, damn it, Jimmy, you turn around. Jimmy's actually making progress, holding onto the back of one, crawling up. Oh, the door is up top. I win!
Shoot the skag.
Shoot this. Make an attack roll.
Let's see, got a +6
Is
attack.
is this like an at will, or is this like a
It's my
actual
at will.
just gunshot?
No, it's it's explosive shot.
Okay. So you just reach down and how do you want to flavor it actually?
I think I'm thinking kind of sort of like a sort of like just a breech load short, like a breech load shotgun that just destructs an explosive round or a firebolt or whichever kind of explosive I'm using into it, then just close launch.
Look it out. You got your generator for destructing some of those things, and just the cubish pixelations kick in. You snap it shut and roll to hit.
19.
19. That is more than enough.
5 damage, 4 splash.
All right. The skag gets hit and goes. It like keeps crawling, but the splash blows him off, and he goes, "Yes, yes." He just hits machinery after machinery on the way down, going, "Shit! Ah, no! My legs, my arm! Why?"
Point at someone. Go give Jimmy another strangling.
Okay. One of them gets up and watches this tall, burly lady rolls up her sleeve and goes, "God damn it! If I'm gonna die, I'm bringing that motherfucker with me." You see on her arm, she has like bite wounds, probably from the skag.
Just run down there. That woman is a hero.
A couple of them nod sagely around you. So you're trying to climb up now, right?
Yep.
Make an athletics check as you start to climb up. You have like a massive amount. There's like conveyor belts, there's stations, there's things you can grab, there's a couple loaders screeching down.
14.
14. Would you like to flavor climbing up this thing more?
Pretty much jungle.
And it drops hard again at the nether one.
Pretty much just jungle gymming it up there, sometimes pulling out like a tool for a bit of extra reach or to grab onto something.
Using like the claw side of a hammer.
Wedge it in there real quick, or something looks loose, beat it out of the way.
You're climbing really quickly, trying to make it to the top. Not a lot of people are doing great. Only a handful are actually making progress like you. Good to know. Whoever that lady was, she finished shingling Jimmy apparently because she's climbing with you, not far behind you. A number of other people are getting out. One dude has a loader that's just kind of like doing the work for him, and he's just hanging on for dear life on like the back piston bits that are sticking out some. You get closer to the top, and as the fun of it, you just jump up and like wedge the hammer into one of the conveyor belts that's going up, and you're just kind of like do 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 do. You just hear elevator music.
I'll start up a call while we're doing this.
Who are you calling?
Yag.
Yag? What did I do?
Yag. Yag, are you there?
What's going on? My liquid honey is spilling everywhere.
Yag, the building's tipping.
I can't pick it up.
Did you try?
I'm trying.
Did you use your mouth?
Not yet.
Try your feet. If you can't pick it up with your feet, try your mouth.
Hold on. Shit. Feet don't work. Go ahead. For my last taste of my forbidden honey.
How's the new kid?
And you just hear the background panic screaming. What are you doing? Why are you licking the lava? We need to get out. I must taste one last time. And then the call cuts off.
He did. He died doing what he loved. Shoving his face in lava. Yep, I need to get out of here.
And right about now, you're getting towards the top of the factory after a few more minutes of climbing. And as you do, towards the center of this factory, where some things were set up, there is a massive rippling explosion that just tears across, shearing almost like a quarter of the side of it out that just ripples across. People on that side are exploded, evaporated, pieces of it falling as it just opens up into the ravine. Just hitting hard as on the ground, bouncing off side to side before hitting the lava down below.
Go through my.
And it starts to. When it finishes breaking loose, you guys feel the building rattle and shake. Make a deck save as it slams into the sidewall, and it's just hanging on by that top area now.
19.
19. You don't lose grip on your hammer. And you watch as more people fall and either hit the wall or just out into the open. You're kind of hanging here. At the top of this, the door's over there, maybe about 15 feet off. Doors are open, but they're about 15 feet off from you. A number of things in between, pipes, like I said, pipes, belts, machinery. How do you get over there?
Mama, thank you for taking me to the jungle gym when I was a kid. I guess we go on from pipe to pipe then.
I'll pull in pipe to pipe time. I would say for this, I'll let you do athletics or acrobatics since you're steadily moving forward.
It is going to be athletics then. 15?
15 is enough as you just kind of like, all right, get a grip where you are now. Slot your hammer back on spot. You don't want to lose that. That's your lucky hammer. And all right, 1, swing your feet some. 2, 3, and just start swinging like a monkey.
What do we got below?
Looking down below, are you looking for anything in particular, or just general statement? General, what's happening?
If there's a landing place if I fall.
Make a perception check.
7. Wait, sorry, 6.
You are safe as can be.
Good.
If you fall, you'll hit solid. You'll be fine. As you're climbing out, you look, and you get to the edge of it. You grab on top, and you start to pull yourself up. A couple people start to grab and pull you up too. You look over just at the top. You see the Skagger running off to the craggy walls. You could swear there's a couple waiting off at the edge of that crack in the wall for it, but that's not important right now. There you go. We got you. We got you. We got you. Come on, come on, come on, and just start dragging you up out onto the top of this. We gotta move! And you look over as you see part of the cliff on the other side broke and crumbled in, pulling part of the loading docks that were on the solid ground in with it. We gotta move! It's dragging this down too, man!
Oh, no.
Go, go, go! It just starts to slide. You can crumble a little bit more. Make a dexterity save.
13.
13.
Yeah, 13.
13 just failed on this one. You're going to get knocked prone and knocked forward. You take 6 points of explosive damage as below something in it finally kicks off again and just ripples out, fuddling through the door, blasting you forward some as you hit the ground hard, rolling and stumbling. And it just as cracks in the rock are starting to form and give away.
I was just trying to go to lunch.
What are you doing?
Get back up and start running.
Right, acrobatics or athletics check.
I was gonna say,
Unless you have a different suggestion you'd like to try.
I was gonna say just for the case of speed, I was gonna use expeditious retreat.
All right, I'll let you do that. I'll take that into account for the DC. And make a con save, please.
14.
For the acrobatics or athletics?
That was for the con save.
Okay, 14 for the con save. That's enough.
Athletics and acrobatic, that's a 19 on the die.
Oh, more than enough. What's the flavor for your what's the terms? What is the flavor? What is there any flavor, anything to expeditious retreat? How does that operate for you?
Listen, a lot of the artificer things don't quite translate the best. I hadn't thought this through.
It's very techie based. Any kind of weird shit you want to do can happen here. Remember, it's Borderlands.
Yep.
We don't have anything for now. That's fine. We can move on. I'm just trying to get more people into descriptors.
digipad onto the, say, pretty much just activate something on the bottom of the boots. Fucking like moon boots, basically, just.
Click it.
Except rather than like upward momentum, it's forward.
Click it. Hit the generator, sparks up some pixelation at the bottom before something happens with the soles. You just kind of super rubber. It's like bouncy ball rubber soles right now, man.
Zoom boots.
Zoom boots.
Heelys.
You take off sprinting, you're easily outstripping everybody else here right now as you're just pumping your legs, breathing heavy, sucking air in, vaulting over pieces that are starting to slide and fall down.
Damn tall people that don't gotta stretch your legs as far.
Running up, you're approaching very quickly a fence at the end of the yard. It's blocking it in, and nothing. The doors aren't open. None of that. You can see some people trying to get it open, and it ain't working right now. It's maybe 20-foot fence.
Blow it the fuck up! Shouting from the
With
distance.
what explosives? Comes back as you notice. Yeah, they started to come down at you guys.
We work at a Torg factory. I call
that's what I meant.
bullshit.
The crates went towards you guys.
Yeah. I call bullshit that none of you have a grenade or anything on you.
See one of them go, what are you? I forgot about this. Looks back to the other guy. He has the point. Hold on. Like reaches down into a boot and pulls one out. I forgot I had this. Bing. Get away. Get behind cover. Tick, tick, tick. And it blows up. And it dents it, but it doesn't completely open it.
Give it an explosive shot.
Attack roll.
15.
15 as it just roll damage. You try to shoot the same spot and open the weakening a bit more.
4.
4. All right. 4 damage and then 4 splash, right?
Yep.
All right. Is just they just start to open a person-sized hole in it. Something maybe a smaller person claw through. The bigger people are kind of screwed though.
Seriously, none of you have anything.
You watch as all of them turn to look at one person. Freddy? It's special. Freddy! This is an emergency. It's special! It's mine! My mom gave it to me. I think she'd agree this is the time.
Okay, Freddy, go stand by the hole.
What? Make a persuasion check.
Just go stand by the hole. Why is... Okay. 14.
14? Is this what I think it is? I'm going to roll an insight. Okay. He walks over by the hole. He's an idiot.
Explosive shot at Freddy.
Make an attack roll at disadvantage to try and hit his grenade. Actually, no, perception check.
I have
splash damage.
I'm
Fair. Attack roll.
15 on the die, so 21.
You don't even need to roll damage, because you're hitting him. I'll say splash damage applies to it. And he goes, what do you gotta... And they're like... You see one person start to raise their hand, and they look over at Freddy, and they're like, and put it back down. Like, they were about to object, like, never mind, fuck Freddy. And he just blows the door open at that moment. And the crime starts to crumble, and ground starts to lean again. And you watch people go, yeah, fuck Freddy, and start sprinting.
Hole.
One last athletics check. I assume athletics, since that's what you've been using.
Yeah, it's got the +3 instead of the +2. 15.
15. Start running, and get to the last foot. He starts to crumble, fall away. You like step on like a quarter piece where the ground had crumbled and started to fall away, and like a flying leap, and roll hit heavy as a couple other people land behind you. Breathing heavy. Oh, holy shit! Next to you.
They just rebuilt this place. Come on.
Right? Right? They just fucking built another one. Why did it go up so quick? It's been 4 months. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I miscounted. It's been 3.
It's been 3 months.
Since the first
Concussion from the first.
accident.
Yeah, just stop a second. Concussion from the first one must have hit me harder than I thought. Yeah. Where are we?
The factory was open for a month. That was it.
And it's closed.
Well, this lady kind of like scoots over closer to lean over. Yeah, I think it's closed. You hear
Pull into.
of something
Say,
hitting like a heavy solid or liquid material.
I was gonna say, just do whatever, like hollow pad or data pad, whatever.
Econets or
Just activate anything timed / rigged ahead.
hit the button and there's a you see somebody looking over, then there's a magma geyser that rips upwards, and they're like, oh, and like, no, it's back. Did you hear it?
Y'all go to
So
the
as a
chat.
form smashes into the ground after that. Burnt, charred, blackened skin that's peeling away. But alive is Yag.
How? No, how?
Jumps up to his feet. I win again! I win again!
I guess licking all of that honey paid off.
He watches he just licks another, like a little bit of like cooling on his hand, and you watch the tongue just and runs off.
Yet, this is now the equivalent of a Fallout irradiated one, except with lava.
Just see watch people like kind of like just staring and heads churning as Yag runs off into the distance.
God, that's a boss we're gonna have to fight later, isn't it?
What are you doing? As you hear things like and they exist in the distance. Guys, believe it or not, there are police on Hephaestus.
Stop for a second. Pull out my lunchbox. I'll say, pull out my lunchbox.
It's a little messy, but it's still there.
You know what? If anyone needs me, none of y'all need me. I'll be over here. Don't tell anyone I'm over here.
Or are you just gonna go sit on the side and eat your lunch?
No, I'm gonna walk like several hundred feet away, find a nice rock to sit on.
Find a nice warm but not too warm rock.
A rock that isn't attached to the lava flow.
What's your lunch?
It's just a sandwich.
Just a sandwich. As you're eating the sandwich, you look over, there's just a skag sitting there. Tongue lolling as it stares, makes eye contact with the sandwich.
Jimmy's back down there if you want
And
to
it
go
makes
get
eye
Jimmy.
contact with you.
Jimmy's back there if you want to go get Jimmy. You know Jimmy, right?
Eyes drop back down to the sandwich. I suppose for a description, in case people don't, a skag just standing there is it's a bit of a larger end one, 4-legged, scaly hide running up its leg with huge plated scales running down its back with kind of a ridge running down the center, with its face that opens up in like a couple directions at once and sideways mostly just sideways, with a couple of little bits inside that also open up in slightly different direction.
Stop for a second. You know what?
A couple beady eyes on each side, tongue lolling out right now.
My stomach's mostly full of smoke. Throw it towards the lava flow.
It jumps in after it. Just and jumps.
Those things are
Hits
going
it
to populate.
midair, snatches it midair, like the tongue lashes out, grabs it, pulls it back in midair, hits it, eats it, turns back, and off the cliff and into the lava flow it goes.
Those things are going to populate this planet shortly. I don't want to be here.
What you doing? As you hear the off in the distance, getting closer.
Closing my lunchbox sadly, looking at just some crumbs in there.
It was a tasty sandwich too.
I stole
You
the
had
mayonnaise from the
just the
hospital.
crispy enough bacon for the BLT. It was just right. So what you doing?
Laying back on the rock.
All right. You lay back on the rock. People arrive. Start checking out things. You get away enough that you don't really hear anything besides there's just a huge kerfuffle going on there. You see people getting pulled around, taken off, probably questioned, things like that. You went several hundred feet away. They're not really looking over there for you. Yeah, no, they're terrible at checking for stuff.
Just laying on a rock.
How long are you just gonna lay there? Because, like I said, I just rolled to check. By the way, they're terrible at searching. Like, they're gonna not be able to be finding you, buddy.
It's
Not
nap
over
time.
here. Take a nap. Wake up a couple hours later after you start to recover from that very immediately taxing set of tasks.
Stretch a minute. Look up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was today. Look around.
I mean, people are still down there investigating. Yep, the factory's still gone. You've seen a bit more of the ground on each side of the wall has crumbled in. The lava looks a bit angrier too.
Stop for a second. How did Yag survive? That boy must have been eating iridium or something.
Roll an intelligence check.
Is there iridium in this lava? 19.
19. You remember a random vid that came over the HoloNet, the EchoNet. You don't get powers. It came from Pandora. It didn't really mean to like get spread out, but it was almost like this very, very, very fed up physician just yelling at a bunch, probably just her psychos, and it went out farther. You don't get powers for eating iridium, so stop it. I'm tired of pulling it out of people's stomachs.
No. Doctor said iridium doesn't give people. Well, she said eating it. Maybe he got just a little bit from the lava flow.
That's the problem. You've nailed the problem. They've eaten too much. They need it in like a more diluted substance, of course.
Like lava.
So what are you doing?
Just waiting. Just waiting to get
You're gonna
picked
be
up.
waiting there for a while. Like I said, they're not coming all the way over here to find you. There's skags in the area.
I'm waiting for Mom to come pick me up from school.
Nighttime falls. Nobody's there.
I should probably start walking home. Or go back to sleep. Just launch an explosive shot up into the sky.
Does it impact with anything? So it just kind of like flies up, and peters off.
I
And
didn't know if it
then
was,
about 80 feet away, you just hear After a few minutes.
Explosion noises.
Explosion noises.
I didn't know if it would detonate after hitting max distance or you were going to run it like that. Now I know.
Nope, it's a bullet. It just kind of fell off to the side.
See if anyone comes after that.
Honestly, no. Just don't care at this point. They're wrapped up. They got most of the people. They ain't walking towards any more problems right now. They have enough problems to deal with.
Start walking over towards the vehicles.
Now here's my question. What is your intent?
I want to ride home.
Are you just trying to stealthily grab one, or are you trying to get somebody's attention?
No, I'm just walking towards where some of the people are.
You see a couple people loading up finally to leave, I guess. There's a buzz for some people to just shuttle back into the city.
Take the bus.
You take the bus. The bus that I rolled a d6 to see if it was falling at you, and it wasn't.
It's okay, a bus was still involved. I had 4 health, you would have killed me.
And you got in. Before long, just driving off, and you get back into the city, you get back to your apartment. As you get inside, you walk in onto the table, and you have a little lunchbox with just a note says "good work" on it, laying on top of it.
Yeah. Open it up. Well,
Yeah, money.
yeah, I was expecting another bomb. Now this is even better. Sit there, go through it.
Can I get out?
Pretty much just
3,000. Smackaroos, $3,000.
well, that's partway towards covering it. Kick back in the chair, prop feet up on the table, and lean back some.
All right. You probably doze off. Just kind of doze the rest of the night. This probably isn't something unusual for you to do instead of actually going to bed. You wake up into the morning.
I gotta piss. I left my feet on the table. I can't feel them. It's time to crawl.
You crawl to the bathroom, take care of your business, come back. Something popping up, because, I mean, you get the news every morning. You check the EchoNet, right?
Yeah.
As you open up the news for the EchoNet, you see your face with a big old, on a poster-shaped hologram with a big wanted below it. For espionage and terrorism.
You know, they're not wrong. But why me? Of all the people they could blame.
And that's what we're going to call the session.
Aside from being the one that did it, why are they blaming me?
That's what we're going to call the session for tonight.